Hi, greetings. I don't have any news tonight. That's the news. Let's start the show.
Okay, that was short and to the point.
I wish
John,
I had a news.
Jonna,
I don't have any news either. Oh,
Okay.
well, I do have a little news. I went and
Here's some news. I'm awake for a change.
Breaking news. There's no news from Lewis Lee tonight. Details at 11.
And Chris has even joined in with us tonight.
Hey,
Oh,
Chris.
he just
Hello,
to
everyone.
make fun of me.
Yeah, and Lewis is making fun of me.
And I'm making fun of everybody.
Me too.
Chris,
Except for Chris, because I'm scared of Chris. He's a mean looking fellow.
Well, you know now that Chris has all the power at HallowCon.
Oh,
what'd you say,
I didn't
Chris?
say all of it. I said it's the quiet ones you got to worry about.
Yeah.
He has all the power because he knows which box has the extension cords in it.
And I've heard him say, I have the power.
What be that vessel behind you, dopey Doc Bashful Snoozy
But
Happy?
he just held up a pen, is all.
That is the USS Salem, which is a museum ship in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Which I will be able to see.
Will you? They got a couple ships. So
Yeah. Well, Quincy is right between Boston and Salem, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see the USS Constitution.
Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the actual highway that you take between the two cities passes over a bridge that is right at the park where that ship is docked. You as you're driving over the bridge, there's the ship.
Okay, that's cool. And when we get to Salem, we're going to go to the Witch Museum, and then we're staying at an Airbnb
Which one?
there. The only one.
Which?
The ones that were stoned and etc. Yeah, from what I understand, they didn't actually burn any at the stake in Salem.
No,
they were
hung.
Yeah, they were all hung except one who was crushed by stones.
One gentleman who was crushed, yes.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like a pleasant way to go.
What is that? What is that called? There's a term for it.
I know, but I'm not sure what it is.
Stoning?
No, that's where they
when
just
you
hit
get
you with
rocks
rocks.
thrown at you until you die.
No, it's where they actually like pile bigger and bigger rocks on top of you.
They put it like a door across him and then just piled up rocks a few at a time, trying to get him to actually.
There's a word for it. I can't remember.
Yeah. At some point, you'll exhale and won't be able to inhale, and you die of suffocation.
Of course, in India, they used to stomp on you with an elephant. So.
Okay, well,
that would hurt.
Yeah,
classy way to go.
Briefly.
You okay, Chris?
Yeah, just
to plead either. So
the name
to try and get him to say something. They just
Chris is like me. You get that name in your head, or you can't get the name in your head, and you're like, "What is it called?"
Yeah, I'm fine. Georgia survived their trip to Neyland Stadium today, so
Fighting the Illini had a bye week.
Score on that?
I believe it was 41-17.
Man, I mean, first quarter, Tennessee looked good, and I was thinking, Georgia needed a wake up call. They're 9-0, and they think they're undefeated or undefeatable. And I thought that it would be a nice little wake up call, especially from the Vols.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting them to cruise to easy victory. The defense got tested, and some folks got.
Boy, Georgia got a lot of injuries. I mean, every series, one of their defenders was dropping out, man.
Boy, George was injured.
Their depth chart is deep because even with as many replacements as they had to put in, second and third stringers, they were still doing the job.
Our third stringers would start on some college teams. The key to it is they were able to make adjustments And that's one thing somebody explained real good. They came out with a game plan and were able to execute it. And Georgia didn't know exactly what they were going to do. And you've got to be able to make adjustments if you're going to survive in the atmosphere of college football these days. Did Auburn lose? Because the last I saw, they were losing.
I don't have a TV
I
anymore. I
don't know.
can't tell you.
I don't know.
Sorry, this is the wrong crowd to be talking about that.
I had like 50 people at work watching the game on their cell phones instead of doing their job, and I couldn't get them to shut up cheering long enough to tell me who was winning what.
Yeah.
So and the Georgia Tennessee game is usually the only game of in all of college football that I care about. And I was at work, so I didn't get to see it because I had stuff I had to do. Got to earn that pay.
Yeah, I don't watch. I don't watch sports ball. So
I would have watched it, but I had a hair appointment this morning, and then my 13-year-old niece's birthday party at the skating rink, which I'm still regaining my hearing from back now. And they did have one of the games on, but I can't remember which one. But I was getting yanked in several directions and was not able to watch any of the games. But I know Aaron Rodgers is going to get to play tomorrow for the Packers, so I will be watching that one.
I can tell you for a fact that the final score was 41-17.
All right.
what'd you throw all over your face, Dan?
I seem to have lost a leaf. It vanished into hyperspace in between my palm and my mouth.
So, it went down your shirt.
Yeah, I believe it did. I will find it when I take my shirt off, I suppose.
Just do a little jiggle.
Oh, I do that anyway. At my time of life, it's hard not to.
I sent Chris a message on Facebook. I don't know if he looked at it yet.
I saw it.
Oh,
does it make for a good day?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Believe it or not, it went in the pocket.
Oh.
I bet you can't do that again.
I bet I can't either. If I had tried, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Now, I can't take a leave because of being on blood thinners. It thins your blood a whole lot more.
Yeah.
And I could run the risk of bleeding out.
Yeah. Well,
did not know that till I got about halfway through one bottle, and Laura says, "Oh, by the way, don't take a leave."
Yeah, you can't take aspirin and you can't take a leave. Tylenol is about it.
Yep.
Right.
And that means you can't take ibuprofen.
So I know.
You can't take ibuprofen either.
Well, I can only I know it affects your kidneys, but I very rarely ever take anything for headaches or any arthritic pain.
So
that's only if you take it constantly.
Right. You got a lot.
That's what I
just take something every once in a while. It's not going to affect it.
Yeah.
Good what ails you.
Just pop a couple.
I take molded milk
when my arthritis acts up like it does where the weather is changing and it should be cold and raining in the morning when I get up. So I'm beginning to feel the air pressure shift.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be freezing tonight. So
that's what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a warm up coming the beginning of the week because I know
it's going to get all the way up to 30. Yeah.
No, actually, well, we got to go to Elk Grove again up north of Chicago on Tuesday. It's supposed to be like 59 degrees, very balmy. But that's fine by us. I mean, it's not going to rain or anything, and it's supposed to be partly cloudy.
You know,
I
people
wore
in
the
green room-
Carhartts.
People in the green room were talking about how cold it was where they were, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm going, yeah, it was like 70 when I got up and went and got in the car to go to work that
Good
morning.
evening, Ace.
Hey, Ace. Glad to have you. Oh,
Hello, Ace.
nice here.
By the
Yeah,
way,
interestingly enough, Auburn did lose to Mississippi State. The only reason why I thought about that because I saw Fritz's post about sad fans being sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Fritz does that a lot. Yeah.
And it kind of hurt Fritz because he's a big Auburn fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He's-
poor damn Eagle. Yeah, he's
But-
all about that.
But he's all about sad fans being sad too.
yeah.
He doesn't care. He will post it.
Uh-huh.
crushing or pressing is the form of execution.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
that's
they
all
don't
I-
call it
that's what I
stoned,
was
huh?
just looking for.
And the guy that was up in Salem, the witch trial thing,
It was
There's
just
a guy
because he
named
refused
Giles
to-
Corey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
and
in
he refused to
1690.
enter a plea at his arraignment, so he was sentenced to death.
Well,
Yeah.
they did this thing. If you stood mute during a trial, that was like admitting your guilt, so they'd execute you. You didn't have a chance to
Yeah.
argue your case. You were guilty, and so they executed.
Yeah.
Let me see.
well, speaking of stoned, at
No,
my
I'm
13-year-old at my 13-year-old niece's birthday party today at the skating rink. Now, mind you, we're in a room with about 12 other tables of other families bringing their kids in for their birthday parties. And this one group of people that came in sitting into the table, not 5 feet away from us, or well, a little bit more than 5 feet, but 8 feet. One of the guys that came in big long dreadlocks, he walked by, and my 13-year-old niece got to smell pot for the first time in her life.
Oh,
And Laura leans over to her and says, "Now, Kayla, when you hear people talk about marijuana and getting stoned and that, this is what it smells like." And so I pulled up a Cheech and Chong GIF and I said, "And this is what it looks like." And she knows who Cheech and Chong is. Her mom is very selective on what she watches, but some of the more G-rated stuff there she's aware of. So, yeah.
Now, yeah.
Earache.
Somebody posted the picture of gas prices now. Gas prices are what they're going to be, and it was
yeah.
Willie and
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop
Snoop
Dogg,
Dogg.
and down below it said, it was Cheats and Chong. I said, no, Tommy Chong's already said he ain't smoking dope with Willie no more.
Okay, when I posted that,
Yeah.
since you called me out on it, it was meant to be that smoking like Snoop Dogg and Willie, that's
Yeah.
one level of it, but Cheech and Chong is the bigger level. So
I'll
anyway,
never smoke weed with Willie again.
yeah,
I think Snoop even chimed in on that one, didn't he?
might have.
There is a difference between the dedicated amateurs and the professionals
Yeah.
in any career.
And what is Willie?
Uh,
A master professional?
Yeah.
Pretty
A
much.
connoisseur.
Yes. Mm,
Specialist.
yeah.
No,
Him,
I
and-
would
him
call
and
him
Billy
the
Carter up on
grandmaster.
top of the White House.
Mm.
Yeah, that's something to remember the 70s by.
Craft master.
I'm not going to talk about getting stoned around Chris no more.
Why? Is there still some of that Statesman bourbon left?
Everybody must get stoned.
Where's Skunk when you need him?
Yeah.
I
know. Yeah, he's got the look,
right
and
now.
He's cleaning up broken glass and blood at the wrestling arena right now. Remember?
He's cleaning up the mud and the blood and the beer that Johnny Cash caused at the wrestling arena tonight.
Jeez. Oh, Lord.
Ace, I didn't think you would know anything about that.
Yeah, I remember college vaguely.
Then you didn't do it right then, if you remember it.
I got out. Didn't say I graduated.
I was going to say, drop out or?
I ran out of money, and I went to the factory so I could get enough money to go back and finish my degree. Apparently, after 45 years, I have yet to make enough money to go back to college. They keep raising the damn price.
Wait a minute. Don't they have that thing where you can get into state schools for like next to nothing?
That's
As a
only if
senior
you're young
citizen.
and worth the investment.
Oh, I'm definitely not worth any investment. So.
Georgia used to have a program where if you were 62 or older, you could go to school for free.
Yeah.
Just sit there and go to the classes, yeah.
Seriously.
Any state school, and they would let seniors go.
I believe so.
And it was specifically
I'll be 62 in January.
It was specifically designed for people that were at the retirement age that were going to retrain to do something else after retirement. Like they'd been in a factory job for 30 years, and that's all they knew. And it's like, well, what am I going to do now? You know, because there was a big deal about that. Was killing people. Is they work these jobs all their life and then retire and just sit around with nothing to do and
be bored. And that's a horrible way to spend your retirement, is just sitting in a chair being bored. I mean, wait
a minute. What are we doing right now?
Well, we're not on the front. We're not in rocking chairs on the front porch, which was the group that I was referring to. But
the other night, Dan wasn't bored. He was just sitting in the chair sleeping.
Hey, I know how to relax.
No, you weren't like this. You were like this.
We were trying to wake you up so we could end the show, and we just had to leave because it was getting so late.
That's all right.
You left on me, Chris.
I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm clock was supposed to go off and tell me it was time to go to work.
Yeah.
So,
guys, if he ever does that to y'all again, message me. And Chris, you've got my number. Phone call me.
Okay.
You had his phone number? God.
I don't have Dan's, but I got Joe's.
It wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have answered.
It wouldn't have mattered if you had Dan's.
I don't answer it when I'm awake. What do you think I'm going to do?
What it amounts to, Dan, what it amounts to is that you should have listened to Lindsay about drinking those Bloody Marys, despite what you said about the alcoholic content in the ones that you mixed up.
Yeah, though I was not mixing them very strongly at all. They were about 10% for volume. Vodka to tomato juice. It's just when you have a dozen or two.
Yeah. So Joe may be banning you from drinking the melatonin Marys on the show.
No, he could drink them. Just somebody call me and tell me Dan fell asleep again. All right, because it's 3 buttons. It's all it takes to fix the problem. No, 4. Four clicks, and I've got the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, we have, Nick.
Nick, we have.
Hey, Nick.
And they're talking about another one that's supposed to be like 200 meters wide.
That was just the small test model. They're actually going to build one that can actually, supposedly put a rocket into orbit.
I saw the news reports on that, but the one that I clicked on to watch the video, it was clickbait. So I never could get to the actual video and see it. So does somebody actually have video of the test?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they don't actually show anything inside the centrifuge because it's in a
Uh-huh.
vacuum or something like
Yeah.
that. And I don't know, but you
Yeah.
actually see the projectile coming out of the saran wrap or whatever the heck it is, the pressure diaphragm,
Uh-huh.
and it looks like they're testing an artillery shell.
Yeah, it's basically the size of what it is.
Okay, so if they're spinning this thing up using centrifugal force to launch, how do they expect biological payload?
It
It-
will strictly be satellites.
Yeah, strictly a satellite.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it ain't
Nuclear-
if it
and
ain't
nuclear
solid
weapons.
state, they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, Elon says that is good technology once we get up on the moon. Here in Earth's atmosphere, it's not too effective, but that on the moon, you could
Well,
almost sling it back to Earth.
Shades
Well, I
of
guess
rubber
you
SpaceX is
timeline.
buying that
Okay.
company next.
Yeah,
Probably.
you do have the lack
Hey.
of atmosphere as well as a lower gravity field. So
I would
Yeah.
volunteer to be a Mooney if they send that to the moon and start chunking rocks back this direction.
So the 3 that they sent to the space station,
Yeah.
was that to relieve the other ones, or are they just joining them up
No,
there?
to relieve the ones that splashed down.
Yeah, this is the third
a couple
crew.
days ago.
Okay, okay. Because
Yep.
I kept hearing little blurbs on WBBM and a couple other stations about it, but I never did hear the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, that was exactly what it would be good for in a lunar situation.
Or even Martian.
Or Martian.
Hmm.
a little bit stronger gravity, but and
Thinner atmosphere.
well,
I wonder
a
how
tiny
long.
breath of an atmosphere, but yeah.
I wonder how long we're going to be visiting Mars before the word Martian doesn't bring up images of Marvin Martian.
Or H.G. Wells.
Hey, no offense. When
Never.
that first ship goes to Mars, somebody has to take the helmet. Let's just scrub brush on top, whole 9 yards.
Mhm.
Has to.
There should have
You
been an
make-
earth-shattering kaboom.
You make me
Where's the
very
kaboom?
angry.
And Donna is saying hello to Ace.
Space Ace.
Oh, I remember that cartoon.
Hmm. Well, I was
Yeah,
referring
Space
to
Ghost
Ace
is
Frehley.
Frehley of-
Oh,
yes.
okay.
See, Chris got that.
Actually, I played the video game, saw the cartoon, and had his album. So
Yeah. But I remember watching Phantom at the Park, and
Wasn't
Yeah.
that on for Halloween somewhere? I remember
CBS, and it was
somebody
horrible.
was going to play it.
I did. And I'm expecting the Facebook bots to come up and say I went against community standards again.
Well, that's only if somebody actually watched it with you. So
well,
Well,
it was.
what do you do when you get those? Do you just delete it off the page?
I don't do nothing. I ignore it.
Mm.
I don't. They keep saying continue and that, and when they start going into that, it's starting to ask you things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this now. And then I found out I kept doing that, just ignoring it, and they don't do nothing. They flap that up on there. I'm still able to put content up either on my artwork page or every day is Saturday. This particular one was from 2019 where I posted a Winnie the Pooh cartoon, and I don't even think it was the whole one or whatever, but I just ignored it because it's not real people.
yeah,
If it's real people, I'll talk to them.
Well, you got to be careful with Winnie the Pooh because that's now under the
Oh,
where
I
it wears the mouse ears.
mm-hmm.
And
Well,
it's
it
hate
always
speech
was.
in China. Winnie the Pooh is hate speech in China.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
you remember I told you I got banned for like 30 days from something 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay. And apparently they're still banning people for showing pictures of Kyle Rittenhouse, despite the fact that if you turn on the news right now, he's all over the damn thing.
Yeah.
That's,
But it's not
That's
putting
Facebook
their
for you.
spin on it.
Hmm?
It's not putting their spin on it.
yeah, of course not.
It's manipulation at best.
There is
It's
a
gone to the
guy-
jury, right?
I am.
Yeah,
No.
the defense rests on Friday. I know that
Yeah.
much.
And the
So,
prosecution's going to
prosecutor-
wait until Monday to rest. That way, the jury's not tied up all weekend
Mhm.
deliberating.
Because if they tie up the jury all weekend
prosecution has to
deliberating,
rest
they'll
first. Defense always gets the last word. Now, maybe they're waiting to do their closing argument.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Closing.
what it is.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
probably
the
it.
prosecution has to rest before the defense.
Yeah.
Defense always gets the last word.
between the six of us, we probably got $20,000 worth of internet communications gear here, and we can look this up.
You think?
I have a friend that is getting Facebook bans for stuff posted 9 years ago.
Me too. Well, not bands, but
Well, my thing is, if it happened 9 years ago, leave it alone. All you're doing is making it popular again by bringing it up.
If you keep picking
Yeah,
at it,
'cause
it
it
ain't
starts
going to
trending.
get well.
And then
Okay,
people start-
the Wisconsin governor has called up 500 National Guard troops for the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
see, and that's sad. That's really sad.
Which means they're probably going to find him innocent.
They should have.
yeah, that is kind of
He is
presuming
not going to be
innocence.
innocent. He will probably be convicted on a lesser charge of trespassing and or involuntary manslaughter. That's my prediction.
Mm.
Well, and
I
wasn't
think you're
his
pretty on track
Oh,
there.
illegal possession of a weapon.
yeah, because his
too young.
concealed carry was expired.
No, he was 17
Well, it
years
was
old
not
and had a
valid
rifle.
in Wisconsin. and,
Oh, yeah.
And being 17 at the time, he couldn't legally carry.
Oh.
Anything, actually.
No.
Um,
He was a dumb kid who went to the wrong place and did the wrong thing. And
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
going to wind up paying for it. I mean, I can understand where he was coming from. But really, I mean, you're 17. That was not your place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay
And-
got a little upset with.
I mean,
one of the
you know, there are no winners in it.
no.
No.
You know,
Well-
this bonehead that got shot in the arm, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I was pointing a gun at him."
He wasn't
Guess
supposed to have a
what,
gun
dumbass?
either. He was a convicted felon. He wasn't supposed to have a gun either.
Yeah,
Or
Like I
somebody.
said, you know, nobody's going to win in this. There are no winners.
No. I was going to say they needed some National Guard troops when they announced the first Rodney King trial verdict.
Well, the Rodney King trial verdict is what taught us what can happen when the verdict goes sideways.
Yeah, I know. I was in underground Atlanta when they announced it.
I was a news guy.
You were here in town by then, weren't
Living
you?
life.
The
What?
only thing I can find so far is apparently all they're saying is the trial draws to a close and the jury will begin deliberations early next week. So
So that tells me that defense and prosecution have both rested. They're going to give the jury the weekend off just to digest, and then closing arguments on Monday.
Yep.
Then they go into sequestration, deliberate,
The,
and usually it takes an hour of deliberation per day of trial. So this one went on what, 6 days?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was about a week. So
I know
they're gonna
all
take
of
the
last
better part of a day, depending on how long the judge gives for closing arguments,
mhm.
and that is strictly up to the judge. They can give you 30 minutes to 4 hours, depending on the length of closing arguments.
Mhm.
Clock starts running.
I found something
about
from
6 or 7 hours.
I found something from the Chicago Tribune, and testimony concluded, and deliberations are expected to begin on Monday. following closing arguments and a lengthy reading of jury instructions. Oh boy, lengthy reading.
And it's
What,
going to
1
be
year,
good
2 years?
TV. Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be lengthy because there are lesser included charges and optional charges, and the judge has to go over all the evidence necessary, the burden of proof necessary, the possible sentences for a guilty verdict. He has to go over all that for every single possible charge. I've covered enough trials. Oh my God.
Were you in Chattanooga in 91?
Yep. Well, late 91. I got here in August.
Oh, okay. So that was right when the aquarium, I remember it happened right as the aquarium opened.
I was at the aquarium opening. I was on the third floor with a live camera for Channel 12.
Okay. So that's when it happened, because I remember there was a lot of nervousness about the big opening celebrations and that going on, and it boiling over down here.
That was 92.
92.
That was I want to say February, but probably March or April of 92.
Yeah, I think it was early March.
The aquarium opened. I could ask Denise, but she's asleep. She works there.
Yeah, no, don't go bother her right now.
The riots took
her
place.
eyes are still glazed over, and they look like a road map because she's been staring at the map so long.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get to show you guys. I showed Joe Dog. This is what I've been doing all night, is planning my trip to New England. Here's Maine.
Yep.
And here's Bangor. We're going to be staying at a penthouse apartment in Bangor.
All right.
Yeah, for 2 nights, because I'm also going to run down
is
to
it Stephen
Bar
King's
Harbor
house?
and go to the Acadia National Park.
Mhm.
And then we're going to go to Stowe, Vermont, where we're going to stay with the Von Trapps.
Are any of those kids still alive?
2 of them are, and they are at the family
They live
lodge.
at they live at the Von Trapp compound.
The Trapp family lodge, and they still greet visitors. And
Lewis, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
What is that ancient multicolored parchment you were just holding in
Isn't
your
it
hand?
lovely?
I don't recognize it.
It's called a map.
I've
And
heard
this is
about
what
those
people
on Dora the
used before
Explorer.
GPS got them lost.
Wow.
This is how people got lost before GPS.
Yeah.
I love maps. I should have been a cartographer.
Yeah, I took cartography in college.
Grab a map, grab a map, grab a
Hey.
map, grab a map.
During land nav courses, I always aced it. Never had a problem with land nav. Other guys in the unit were like, no.
Somebody could
Love
probably
maps.
tell you coordinates and you'd go, there it is.
It's kind of funny. We'd go out on the map courses.
Longitude,
and
latitude.
We'd go out on the
How did
map
that-
courses, and I went out with, you have a team of like 4 people when you do your land nav course.
Yeah.
I'd go out, I'd turn around, there'd be like 20 people following me just to see where the hell I was.
Well, part of that, Joe, is from growing up on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
We learn at age 4 Cartesian grid, which is latitude, longitude,
Mm-hmm.
go to a point, because the radio stations and the TV stations would give latitude and longitude of incoming hurricanes every half hour.
And everybody had a map
Everybody
in their
had a map,
house,
from
and they
K&B
would
drugstore.
track the hurricane.
Where did you get your maps? I got mine from K&B, so they were printed in purple.
Was it KOLX out of Biloxi?
Oh,
used to have-
okay.
You got them at the Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly had them a lot, yeah. But K&B drugstores, Katz and Bestoff drugstores, used to put out free hurricane maps, and you'd go and you'd get a stack of them. How many hurricanes we're going to have this year? Oh, I think about a dozen. All right, I'll take a dozen.
It's like every hurricane season, Piggly Wiggly in Biloxi had this big advertising. That basically, don't forget to stock up for the hurricanes.
yeah.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But that was educational, man. I learned Cartesian grid, the latitude, longitude, and finding a spot on a map at like 4 years old.
Grandma, why did you buy 6 of those big cans of Tang?
God.
We want to
It'll
be
go
like
good
the
with this
astronauts.
55-gallon drum of Ripple.
I could not stand Tang.
I used to
I
like
know, wasn't that the worst?
Ugh.
My
from
grandma
that era,
would
I
mix.
I
loved it.
still wish I could get my hands on some Pillsbury space food sticks. Those things were awesome.
Love the peanut butter ones were out of this world.
My grandma used to mix Tang and Fresca with vodka.
Ooh,
A bubbly screwdriver.
I had to be pretty stout.
Uh-huh.
It
That'll
smelled
grow
that
hair
way.
on your
That's what
chest.
I you know.
Or burn
I
it
was
off
right
your
The
ass. One or the
room,
other.
yeah.
It'll
My
either
mom
grow hair on
actually
your
likes
chest or
Fresca.
burn it off your ass.
And I never knew till a week ago they still make Fresca.
Yeah.
I
It's
saw
not the
I
same.
saw cans of it in a 24 pack.
Ingles
And-
has it, but
Whenever I hear anybody talk about Fresca, I think of Ted Knight on Caddyshack. How about a Fresca?
Mm,
Yeah.
I don't know
Was
if I
it
still make
Fresca
cab
or
or not.
Fanta that was developed by Germany during World War
Fanta.
II? Because
That would be Fanta.
Okay.
Yep.
Because they couldn't get Coca-Cola ingredients because they were
and it was specifically
embargoed.
at the behest of Hermann Goering
Hmm.
because he was a big Coca-Cola fan.
And now Coca-Cola owns Fanta.
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, they
Yes.
have for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, how apropos.
Lewis, have
And-
you ever
and-
been to the World of Coca-Cola Museum?
I haven't. And I keep wanting to.
Good night, Carl.
Not girl.
I know that when I was in Spain
Not girl.
and ordered a Coca-Cola, and they brought it and it had a wedge of orange on the glass, and I was
In
like,
Germany, they put lemon in it. And
Yeah.
it
And I was
has
like,
lemon
what's
in
this
the
all
Coca-Cola.
about? And then I tasted it, and it actually had a tinge of orange to the Coke, and that was the first, and that was what, 78. That was the first time that I learned that Coca-Cola tweaked its recipe for every different area of the world that they were sold in.
The old that they've moved, I haven't been to since they relocated, but the original World of Coca-Cola was on the southeast corner of Underground Atlanta, in a plaza.
Mhm.
Oh, it's not
And
there anymore? Because that's the last I heard.
Do what now?
So it's not there anymore? Because that's
No,
the last
it's
place
not
I
there.
heard.
I think it's close to the College Football Hall of Fame Museum now. It's more towards Centennial Olympic Park's north end, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Well, that should be easier to find.
But the cool thing is they'd have flavors from Coca-Cola throughout the world. It would be specifically, and they have plenty of restrooms because if you drink that much liquid, you're going to have to get rid of it at some point.
Yeah. Well, that was why I was telling the story about the Spanish Coca-Cola tasting different, is because I knew that the world of Coca-Cola had these
Mexican Coke
taps that you could get a sample from.
And speaking of getting rid of excess liquid, I'll be right back.
We talked him into a pee-pee.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember. Was it East Germany or one of the other Eastern Bloc countries back when the wall was up and everything? They had a version of Coca-Cola, and it had mineral water in it. But because of the mineral water from that country that they put into the Coca-Cola, it acted as a laxative. And God help you if you were a tourist that didn't know this.
Ooh. I'm not sure. I would not be surprised if it was East Germany.
I was told it was East Germany, but I could never confirm it because I never saw East German Coca. Every time I went across, I only went a couple times.
Yeah.
But every time I went over there, I was looking for a bottle of it.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find
About
it.
9 years ago, I drank a bottle of Dutch Coca-Cola, which it was a 12-ounce bottle, and they wanted close to $5 for this bottle of Coke. And the place that I got it at, was in Homer, Illinois, and they had a place called Homer Soda Company,
Mhm.
which they had over 300 different types of bottled pop, and I'm talking in the glass bottles with cane sugar and that.
Mhm.
And I said, "What's so special about this Coca-Cola here?" And she says, "Well, it's Dutch Coca-Cola. That is the closest thing to the Pemberton's original recipe, minus the cocaine."
Oh, okay.
So I said, "Okay, here's my $5." Because she had one in the cooler cold. I said, "I'm going to try this." I went to take a drink of it. It was like drinking Jack Daniels straight from a bottle. I mean, to tell you, it was the strongest thing in the world. It took me
Wow.
about an hour to drink a 12-ounce bottle. I mean, it didn't have alcohol in it, but
yeah.
it was just very strong.
Wow.
The first time I was stationed in Iraq, they kept bringing us all these local energy drinks and stuff like that, and fruit drinks and everything that from local manufacturers.
Mhm.
And the one everybody loved, and nobody can get it here in the United States, is this one right here. And it was it's made by Coca-Cola. It's Burn Energy drink. It's kind of like Red Bull, but it has a better flavor. And the thing is, nobody can find it here in the United States. Everybody keeps asking on a lot of the websites I go to about, you ever find any of that stuff?
Well, they just bought, what was it, Body Armor or Powerade? Now that's going to be a Coca-Cola product. This was just last week in the news. They announced that.
Yeah, Powerade's been Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
So, well, it must be Body Armor then that they bought. This is a recent acquisition.
yeah, coconut water.
Now, Bill, I don't know if you know this, but Atlanta is always given credit as being the home of Coca-Cola because Pemberton, created the recipe there and started, formulating and doing all. But
Chattanooga.
it was Chattanooga that brought Coca-Cola to the world because
First
this was the first place it was bottled.
Bottled, yep.
You could only get it in the fountain in Atlanta until some entrepreneurs from Chattanooga went down there and said, "Hey, I'd like to license this to bottle it and bring it all over the country."
And they built a giant house that became a museum.
Yep. Thomas Hunter.
And the original bottles weren't really much to think of. They didn't the bottle that we know and love didn't come till a little bit later.
20th century.
And they said, and I don't know, I put much faith in this story, but it said that the traditional Coca-Cola bottle with the girly shape to it was supposed to be so that you could go into the ice box in the dark and grab the bottle of Coke, and that would be that because of that special bottle.
I believe that, but I also heard that it was purposely given that concave shape so that you could hold it without it slipping out of your hand because of the humidity down south and
condensation.
Cold drinks always sweat. So,
and Brian is right about the bottle.
I didn't get a chance to read it. I was too busy yakking.
I'll bring it back up there.
Bring her up.
There's a spot on State Route 41 in Terre Haute, Indiana, where it commemorates the Coke bottle.
Okay.
Where it was designed.
Next time I go to Terre Haute, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's an Art Deco Coca-Cola bottling plant, which actually Danville, Illinois has one, which we had John pull it up on Stupid O'Clock one night, picture of it. And then also Rockville, Indiana, a half hour north of Terre Haute, Indiana, also has an Art Deco Coca-Cola plant that is also on Route 41 going to, so just to tack on to Brian's trivia there.
Well, where the Tennessee Aquarium sits was the excuse me, the Coca-Cola bottling plant here.
Yeah,
in town.
actually, some of the aquariums executive offices are in that building, in the exact building where the bottling was taking place.
And where they're
which is appropriate because it was Coca-Cola bottling money that built the aquarium.
yeah.
Mm.
And if you
Okay,
go
so-
around the plaza, you'll see the little Coke bottle bottoms and the
Yeah,
those are
embedded
they're
in the
actually
sidewalk.
Coke
Yeah.
bottles that were found on the site while they were clearing the site.
Yep.
Cool.
And were saved for the plaza.
Facebook user, you're going to have to go give StreamYard your permission to.
Yeah. Let's do this right here. That way you could Facebook lets us know who you are.
Or you could just sign every post.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
I'm gonna
to
run
do
and
than
grab me a
on
bottle of
the
water. All this
All
talk
right.
about drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're thirsty. All right, I'm gonna pull Lewis down now. Now, Chris, was I really that crazy drunk?
You were pretty bad. You were 3 sheets into the wind and then some.
I almost.
I pulled out the fourth one.
Yeah, you had the 5th one ready and waiting.
All right,
That's good stuff, though.
that was, and it was smooth.
It's my favorite bourbon.
Mm.
I mean, I still got some Rebel Yell I need to finish off, the one that Billy Idol made famous, but States.
Well, Lewis, when you had that pulled down, you look like Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
He looked stylish.
That was from the Havana Nights cancer fundraiser a couple of weeks ago.
No. Brian says it's by the Speedway gas station in front of the local gentleman's club. Okay.
That follows the old adage: location, location, location.
Yep.
Yeah. And all those gentlemen are gentlemen. They all look like Mr. Peanut with monocles and top hats and walking with canes. And
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, Glenn Baggett just posted this up. He said Walmart is giving out free turkeys to anyone who can outrun security.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
well, hey, we're talking about Walmart, so it's like outsmart security. So, which would
Well, we
probably
gotta
be
defeat
easier.
Cameras too, so you got to keep in mind they have cameras. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, gentlemen.
I mean, I miss the days where you could tackle the shoplifter when they take off running.
I had to do that a couple times.
I should have realized you would have advanced beyond the topic at hand of the time I was gone, but here we go.
Oh,
From Boaz, Alabama, this is 1/2 pint. And it is from the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Boaz, Alabama.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
miss the 1024 logo.
I don't know when they stopped using this particular bottle design, but it's a little old.
It's got that jeweled cut look to it,
Oh, it is. It is. It
and
is.
the original Barks root beer bottles had that, but the bottles look different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got this huge, enormous thick lip where you actually had the little. I think it was at the time a paper lid, like a on a
Like a milk
bottle.
Yeah, it was a
Marco,
cardboard
yeah,
stopper and
kind of cardboard.
a paper
Mhm.
cap.
Yep.
hog.
It kind of looks like a beaker.
Yes. Well, specimens do come in.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
Well, do you know what I went and bought last Sunday?
What?
Church.
I bought a 2-liter bottle of RC Cola.
And you didn't get no moon pies?
And a 5-pound moon pie is this big.
No, I didn't get that. I just wanted the RC Cola.
Hmm.
Moon pies are okay, and definitely,
They're
you always
definitely
think about
much
them
drier now than they used to be when
Yeah,
I was
they
a
are.
child.
And
When I was
and
stationed north-
according to Junk Food Junkie song, it's Dr. Pepper and an old moon pie.
Well, if you
Oh,
listen to
Larry Gross.
He always talked about RC Cola and the moon pie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have Junk Food Junkie on 45.
I did. I used to.
I'm a
Was
junkie,
Larry
junkie.
Gross?
Oh, that video.
I think
I think that's who
yeah.
it was. Let me.
Yeah. You know, I love that organic cooking. I always ask for more. They
Yep,
call me
yep.
Mr. Natural on down to the health food store, and I'll stop at that. Don't want to get Joe in trouble.
Well,
That
thank you
bottle
for
doesn't
stopping
have
by,
a date
Brian.
on it anywhere that I can find without a magnifying glass. So I don't. Whenever it is they went from the that flask shape to a more traditional bottle, and so that would be the minimum age that thing is.
John,
Yes.
is that yours?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
We told you not to be playing those geisha videos during the show.
I thought he was talking to those Filipino women again.
Well,
Sometimes those Filipinos.
Actually, she was from Ukraine, but
But
it was one of those.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Oh,
He's trying to find a spot where
John,
it says
Chris,
Dr. Pepper and old moon
if
pie.
you got any, all right, Brian, you have a good one.
Hi, Brian.
And Ace is telling you bye also. John, if you or Chris have any empty growlers next Saturday, I've got about 40 gallon or 30 gallons of beer I got to get rid of.
how are you set for garden hoses? Just fling one my way.
Buy you some Gatorade coolers.
No, I was just thinking. Ace Hardware has 1 gallon mason jars.
Yeah, well,
Nope, we got a blink.
I hear something.
Could it be I'm Falling in Love, the Spinners?
No, I
Oh,
think
good
it's
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
we
Man.
have a skunk.
Baby.
Oh, clear
Skunk,
the air.
Skunk
Clear the
before-
air. We've got to
Well-
hear this.
We
Bob
want to hear
Dylan.
this, but let me
Oh.
tell Skunk this first. Find you some growlers. Next Saturday, we got to empty the kegs.
Okay.
Well, you're not drinking anymore. Never mind.
Yeah.
And, okay, let's do this right. Let's throw it here. No, to here, to here.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
This is Lewis Lee with the news. Breaking news from the live report. Skunk, take it away.
So after the main event of tonight's show, which ended with, we have the wrestler known as Merc threatening Alex Kane with a bundle of light tubes. This is to promote that next weekend ICW is having a show at the TWE Arena. ICW is a deathmatch wrestling company.
Okay.
The show that they're going to have is called The Pit, and it's at TWE. There will be no ring. It is a on the concrete, like it's done like Fight Club style. And Graham is going up against the American Deathmatch champion for the title. So he had this bundle of light tubes to promote that match. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this is why I'm not using my VTube avatar so you guys can see my face when I tell you the story. As he's threatening to hit Alex with this, Rob Killjoy runs out. He's a babyface wrestler. He runs out and stops Graham, and Graham goes to the outside with the light tubes, and he's parading around with these light tubes, right? And these were not gimmicked light tubes. These were seriously actual fluorescent lights we had used at the building that we had taken down. They were, so they were not the kind designed for wrestling.
Mhm.
These were legit, actual, full on. You could buy at Home Depot fluorescent light tubes that we had duct taped together. This was literally just for this. They weren't going to be used as a weapon.
Mhm.
After this, they were going to be disposed of properly,
Mhm.
right? And he's parading around with them, and he's holding them over his shoulder like it's a club. And he's still talking. He's talking back to Rob. Rob's cutting a promo on him, saying, "Well, we have unfinished business. So I want to see you for the title on the 27th. And hey, if John Wayne Murdoch, if you somehow beat him and at ICW and you win that American Deathmatch Championship, well, fine. We'll make it an American Deathmatch Championship match too, and I'll take both titles from you." And while this is all going on, Merc is on the outside of the ring. I'll just use his real name. His real name is Graham. Graham is on the outside of the ring talking back to Rob and saying, like, and he's also saying stuff to fans because fans are yelling, booing him and saying all this other stuff and calling him a cheater and all this other stuff. And he's like, the other guy that's in the ring, he won. That's the rules. I attacked him. He won. It's fine, and he's saying stuff to fans. There is a guy standing there next to. He's leaning on the wall. I had seen this guy hanging around all day, so as far as I knew, he was, and I knew he was with the kitchen staff. I don't think he was working in the kitchen. I just think he was there with them and was just hanging out. This guy turns out to be the nephew of the guy who owns the building.
Oh, crap.
Right? He's sitting there. He's got his daughter with him. The daughter is watching the show right next to him. This is right next to one of the back doors to the kitchen area and the commentary booth where Patrick Heater, John Mosley, myself, and one of our trainees' girlfriends or wife or whatever she is, Sid, she's sitting behind me. So the four of us are sitting right there. And they're, he's right next to that. And Merc is about to head up the ramp. He's about to be like, he's about to leave because we're literally ending the show. And as Merc is standing there, this guy suddenly out of nowhere just turns and says something to him. Right? And we have this on video. I don't know what. I can't really when we played the video back. It was on the camcorder. We really couldn't hear it, so we don't know what Graham actually said, right? But from what I could tell, he was basically saying like, hey, like we're just doing our thing here, man. Kind of back off, right? Like, he's not getting mad. He's not saying anything. He's not screaming at the guy or anything. He was just saying, hey, man, you back away from me, right? Now, keep in mind, again, he has about 10 fluorescent light tubes that have been wrapped up into a round club with duct tape on both ends. Mm-hmm. And he's got it over his shoulders like it's a club, like it's a baseball bat, like he's about to start swinging for the fences. He's got this thing over him, right? And so Graham says the thing to the guy. The guy out of nowhere lunges, grabs Graham by the throat, and slams him into the commentary booth.
Dang.
Now, Graham, because this guy was, he's not an athletic guy at all, but he was twice Graham's size. He slammed Graham down into the commentary booth on top of one of our commentators. Now, at first, all of us in the commentary booth were like, is this part of the show? I thought it might have been the John Wayne Murdoch guy. I didn't know if he was there or not. I have no idea who the guy is. I don't watch deathmatch wrestling. I have no clue who this guy is at all. So I thought the guy had been hanging around all day. Maybe that was actually it. What clued me in, right, was first off the guy, when he was attacking, he's attacking Graham. He's got Graham by the throat. He's attacking him. Graham's trying to get the guy off of him, but he's still holding on to the tubes. The guy reared his head back. He busted himself open on the light tubes. Graham didn't hit him. He hit the light tubes with his own head. Right? So when he had done that, He hit the light tubes with his own head. Now there's blood everywhere. There's blood and broken glass. And at this point, other people, especially the commentators, are attacking this guy, trying to get him off of Graham. They get everything separated. Graham's like, he just leaves. He's just like, whatever's going on, I'm not getting involved. I'm leaving, right? I don't know who that guy was. I'm getting out of here. That guy's, he's threatening everybody. He's trying to, and now at this point, all the fans are riled up. Like there were people having arguments in the parking lot that was also resulting in additional fist fights.
Wow.
Right? Because people were saying that they were ornery about the whole entire thing. Everybody was upset, right? Now at this point, we think it's all said and done. Everything's over. Nothing's in whatever. We're packed up. We're in the back. Graham's already gone. Everybody's upset. No idea what's going on. But we figure, all right, that's over with. A fan attacked one of our wrestlers, and that was he learned his lesson. And if Joe, I apologize. I apologize, Joe. In our terms, he fucked around and found out.
Yeah.
Right? Except as we are sitting there talking about it, I'm sitting there, I'm still doing stuff for the show. I'm still like packing up everything, helping clean up the glass and stuff. And texted you guys. Then I get told, right? I get told, hey, the cops are here. They want to talk to you and they want to talk to Joe. And I'm like, okay, awesome. This is going to be very interesting. They wanted to talk to Joe because Joe was the cameraman who recorded the event. They wanted to talk to me because I was the one who had the footage.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed them the footage where you can see everything that happened. And this guy was telling them that Graham attacked his kid. And you can see clearly on the camera that did not happen. Right? And you have multiple witnesses who said that did not happen. This guy lied to the police. Once and the police were about ready to arrest Graham. And the fact that he wasn't there, and we were all sitting there saying he's not here, he left. They were asking what kind of car he drove. We're like, we don't know. We don't know what kind of car he drove. We really didn't. I tell you what color we think it might have been, but we don't know. Like, Graham came back. Like, he returned back to the building when he found out that the cops were there and they wanted to speak to him. He's like, he turned around and came back because he's not gonna. It's like I'm not gonna run away. You know, I'm gonna be a stand up. I'm gonna be a stand up guy. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna talk to the police. I'm gonna explain the situation. Right. He explained his side of the story. I showed him the videotape. Everybody that was there that was part of security, part of the production staff, we all made statements with the police. Some of us had actual written statements. Joe had a written statement because he saw the whole thing. And he was a point of contact with the show because he specifically had recorded everything. And a few other people wrote, the security staff all wrote statements. Graham had a write statement. At the end of it, the man was charged with aggravated assault.
On Graham?
On Graham. Originally, they were going to charge Graham with attempted murder.
Wow.
It was the video footage that helped.
Saved his...
Yep. So...
you had one hell of a night.
Yeah, and the one of the officers who reported down there, Red Bank officer, he said it best. He goes, "You guys have been running here for years. I've come down here a couple of times to check out the show. I've enjoyed the show before. We never have problems here. We drive by and and see everybody's here having a great time. There's never been an incident here." You guys have been running for 8 years. Never had a problem here. This is the first time we've ever had to be called down here. Ever.
Wow.
And I mean, there have been police chases through our parking lot before, and they did not. They had nothing to do with us, though, right? So I mean, they've been there. They've definitely seen us running shows and stuff. So, I mean,
So my joke of there's a police report and hospital bills that hadn't even happened yet.
When you had sent that message to me, Joe, that hadn't even happened yet.
Damn.
I will say this: as far as this is what I overheard the police officer say, and I thought this was very interesting. Right? He said this. The guy was when he found out he was being arrested. Like we watched on the security cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have security cameras in the building. We were watching the whole entire thing go down. We're watching the security cameras when they put the cuffs on him. I mean, it was and everybody in the locker room was cheering for that. They were so happy, you know. And at first, Graham was like, "I feel bad," and then we were like, "Dude, you know what the guy said that you did? They said that you attacked his 6-year-old daughter." He was like, "Oh yeah, screw him then. He needs to go to jail. He's a liar." Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when all of that, we're watching him get arrested, right? An ambulance had already come out once to stitch to do the butterfly, not stitching, but the bandages on all of the cuts from getting hit with the because he bled all over the place. He got hit with shards of glass, right? And they asked when Graham was sitting there, they said, "Hey, we're bringing an ambulance for this guy again," and I'll explain that in a second. So we're bringing an ambulance. So you want him to check out your hand? And Graham's like, "No, I'm fine. Like I've already disinfected everything, bandaged it all up. I had bandages with me. He had access to a first aid kit." So Graham's not stupid. He's been wrestling for years, and so he knows like stuff can happen. But no, the officer was telling him that because apparently when the guy found out he was getting arrested, he started having a panic attack because he knew he screwed up. He knew that was it. He's going to jail, right? And so they took him to the hospital. The ambulance did. The cops did not go with him. They said as soon as you are discharged from the hospital, you have to turn yourself in because there will be a warrant out for your arrest. So cops are very trusting, apparently.
What about
now? You said Skunk
responsible for the hospital bill. If they take him into custody, then he goes to the hospital. They have to pay the hospital bill.
Yeah.
But if they just wait for him outside the door, he's responsible for the hospital bill, and they lock him up.
Bill, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to ask you to say again what relation this guy was to the owner of the building.
Nephew.
Do you suppose he'll be banned even though he's related? Hopefully be banned.
The owner, we spoke with him. He was at first he was mad at Graham, but once he saw the video footage, it had everything explained to him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He apologized to Graham, and he said that no, he's never coming back. He's banned.
Good.
Along with one other kid that tried to start a fist fight out in the parking lot. That kid's banned. The guy that he tried to start the fight with, he's being banned. There was a bunch of people got banned tonight.
What about the little girl?
Oh, she's fine.
She's banned because she started the whole thing.
Yeah, she's the instigator.
She has no... Dude, here's the thing. Apparently, and this is crazy to me, right? This is crazy to me. Apparently, she's completely unfazed. I think... And she's completely unfazed, and his wife was acting like this isn't the first time that this has happened. So apparently this guy has a history. So I don't think I think the daughter was just like, "Oh, Dad's going to jail again."
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's the age we live in now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and Skunk, you wasn't here to hear this earlier, but I came from my 13-year-old niece's birthday party at a skating rink in Danville tonight. We were there 2 o'clock. all the kids get to go out and skate, play video games, and all the good stuff. Come 7 o'clock tonight, they're calling all the kids off of the skating rink, telling them to bring all the training ones. I don't know what you call them. They look like walkers for the kids who don't really know how to skate yet, and they use them to help them out, to put those up. And then the security guards come out with the wands, because this is when all the badasses show up, and they got a wand, wave everybody with the wand, because they think they're going to be bringing weapons in, including guns. All of a sudden, 7 o'clock, the music changes to more thug music as opposed to the pop, whatever they were playing earlier. And it's like, oh, now it's time to go ahead and get ready for the gangbangers to come into the skating rink. And so it was time for us to leave. Needless to say.
And Skunk, I'm glad you're all right.
Mm-hmm.
That could have gone south real quick.
Sounds like it went pretty damn far south already.
It could have gone further.
I'm sure.
I mean, because if anybody that was with him started to back him up, the guys would come from out of back, and then it would have been on.
Oh, they did. Oh, people rushed out from the locker room.
Well,
and Brian Morris left just before the big part.
By the way,
well, right.
Joe,
Yeah.
I'll have to get with you about the team thing on StreamYard.
Yeah.
So that you can, because I didn't log in tonight. I just jumped on to do this, and that's it. But because I don't have access anymore.
Okay.
But the team thing's live now, right?
Yeah, Team Thing's live now, but we found a way around to doing it without having to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Wait. You have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Don't you have like the full-on premium hardcore edition or whatever?
Yeah. I'll have to show it to you.
This is on top of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Sullivan.
Yeah. I was about to say some guy named Sullivan just showed up, Dan. Oh. Well. Well, Lewis, if you got any recipes that need beer, I will help. Well, I can help you out next Saturday.
None that I can think of right now.
Oh, come on now. Pizza and beer, spaghetti and beer. I mean, all he needs is to get rid of that keg.
I mean, beer battered fish,
Yeah.
Beer can chicken.
I usually need like one can.
Well, I've got I said 30. No, I've probably got about 25 gallons I got to get rid of.
Oh, God.
Beer battered onion rings.
Party at Joe Dog's house.
I do want to show off something real quick if y'all don't mind.
All right.
So let me just share my tab here. This is something that I just ordered today.
All right.
That is the only ever released version of the Freddy's Nightmares, which is the TV series, Nightmare on Elm Street TV series. That's the full soundtrack.
Oh, cool.
It's only the full soundtrack's only being released on vinyl. It's a 3 LP set, and guess who ordered the 3 LP set?
Yep.
Your roommate.
No, it was me.
Oh,
Yeah, I cannot wait. By the way, I don't know if everybody here heard or not. I get the record collection is organized.
I saw that. I was
We
so proud
saw
of you.
that.
yeah, saw that picture.
Yep,
That could
and
not have been easy.
You know you need to buy some more, Skunk. You just don't have enough.
Bill, what was the Bob Dylan joke we were telling? Oh, everybody must get stoned. We were talking about that, and said,
Yes.
"Where's Skunk when we need him?" It's-
And he's not even wearing his shades because, you know, Skunk, you have that 1966 Bob Dylan look, which actually your hair's a little bit longer now than when I saw you last.
it's the I don't have the full when I have more of the less of the mullet and more of just the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Just more of like a fro. It gets I look very Bob Dylan-y.
Yeah.
Or when you cut it real short and clean shave. The young Bob Dylan.
What was the Bob Dylan video? And I know it had to been during the early mid 70s where he's on stage. He's kind of wearing like a Billy Jack type hat, and his face looks like it's just got caked up with paint or some sort of makeup or something, but I mean, it is just totally white. And I think the video he's singing Tangled Up in Blue. I could be wrong on that one, but every time I see that on there, and it's really dark except for the spotlight hitting him, but it looks like that makeup paste or powder or whatever. They just smacked it, but his whole front of his face is totally white, and all these years I could not figure that out. And I know you guys are looking at me like, huh?
No
He
idea.
did too much LDS in the 60s.
Well,
Actually, I'm looking at the very video you were just talking about,
okay.
and I will try and post a screenshot.
I will say this is what I'll say. You know, I just want to let you guys know I'm okay. But y'all know the whole story. And I'm gonna go ahead and log off of here and relax for a little bit before I clip that portion of the show from tonight and send it off to about 9 people that wanted to see it. So y'all have a good one.
All right.
Thanks, Skunk.
Good night,
Glad you're
Skunk.
all right.
Okay.
See you,
Glad
Skunk.
you're all right.
See you, man.
Yep.
Take care.
Sounds like some excitement.
Mm-hmm.
A little.
That
Sounds
sounds
like
like
he's
that sounded like a bar fight outside a bar, huh, Lewis?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Um,
Oh wait, it was Saturday. Never mind.
That sounds like somebody who can't separate reality from fantasy.
Yeah.
Lots of those out there.
Heather has tuned in and she said, "Dude, it was a mess." So
Yeah.
because her boyfriend Bill is also part of the security team there.
Mm.
So yeah, it was.
Well, it kind of looks like Skunk really needed to kind of unwind and settle down and know that it's all over now.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
And Skunk hasn't had any alcohol in several months now.
Really?
Yep.
Good for Skunk.
Wow.
Viva Las
proud of
Vegas.
Yeah. I think that's for you, Dan.
Yeah, he was talking about that the other night.
Nothing up my sleeve.
Yeah. And I can't say that. I had a little bit over the HallowCon weekend, but
Yuggle
Ooby dooby.
But
Shoo-dee-doo.
believe it or not, that was the first I've had in months.
Joe, everybody's entitled to every so often.
Yep.
I'm just glad I had good friends there to keep me out of trouble.
And no fluorescent
Yeah.
light.
Trying to get you into
Yeah.
trouble,
No
but-
fluorescent
No,
tubes.
actually, I kept him from getting into more.
Yeah, I remember him saying, "No, you can't have no more." But I talked him into a little more till finally, next thing I know, he's carrying me up the steps to the room.
Mhm.
I told you to rent a damn wheelbarrow. You need a HallowCon wheelbarrow. I'm telling you. I told
And
you.
there's Sean Sullivan. Hey, sir.
What's up, guys?
Sean, you still ain't changed your name.
I'm telling you. I told
And
you.
there's you need to go into your settings where it says Cam and Mike, and click on the one that says on audio. Click echo cancellation,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that'll.
Calling Mike.
Then audio. Click audio, then it'll say echo cancellation.
Well, it's already checked.
Okay.
If you have a device that's playing it in addition,
Well, I had Facebook on there and I closed it out immediately.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
that
it
took
was.
care of it then.
And Donna's saying, wait till next year, Joe Dog. Well, next year I'm going to behave.
So did that work?
Tell
Yeah,
me.
that helped.
Yeah, Donna, unless you stick around for the after party, which probably ain't going to happen.
Might not happen with you, but it's definitely going to be happening. Let me tell you. If I show up, there will be an after party, even if it's a very quiet and sedate affair.
That's what I said. We'll be there. Donna may not be, but
Oh,
No, they're
Donna,
talking.
Donna said she's coming.
They're talking about coming in Thursday and leaving Monday.
Yeah.
oh wow.
The Davies are talking about showing up. Michaela wants to come back.
Well,
Hey.
good. I'm glad she had a good
And-
time.
Sean, you're an author, aren't you?
I am not.
You're not? I thought you was an author.
He's a
No,
bartender.
I'm on staff at LibertyCon.
Oh, okay.
He's a bartender.
You're a bartender.
I
Yes.
run the
Liverpool.
bar at LibertyCon, yes.
We have royalty amongst
I
us.
That's like an author. So
I work for Vaughn. Yeah.
Would Vaughn be mad if you worked for somebody else in October?
What you got?
Oh, I don't know. There's a little convention in Dalton.
If I've got the money for it, I might be able to do it.
Yeah, Brandy and Don actually showed up Friday night, and Don came back Saturday.
Oh, you mean for
HallowCon.
the next HallowCon?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very tempted.
Dan actually had a good time.
Yep.
Dan is the one that got me to go to LibertyCon in the first place.
Well, we're trying to get him to drag you to this one.
I'm telling you right now, Sean, it's a fun time. Trust me.
till Daddy takes the T-bird away.
More like till somebody takes the bourbon away.
Sean, I think you've been drafted.
Joe Dog, let me tell you, I went to LibertyCon the first time because Dan had tried to get me there for years. And I went to LibertyCon 25 because Larry Niven was there.
I was there too.
And he gave me about 10 minutes, which Dan says is more than he gives anybody else. But I
Well, I
run
mean,
the internet
Larry's a
relay
very
chat
generous
server
guy.
for him. Go for it, Dan.
I said Larry's a very generous guy with his time.
Yeah.
But
Donna, I'm glad to hear it.
you do have the advantage there of running the official monthly chat, so that is on your server.
Yeah.
the master of the IRC.
Well, so it says, but Neil does most of the work. But
Sean,
yeah,
to Frank.
to Frank, absolutely.
Frank,
One of our friends who was a frequent character in Larry and Jerry's stories passed away several years back, but he was very much enamored of the chat room, the monthly chats, and it was one of his few contacts outside of just right around the house and everything, because he couldn't get out much.
Actually, Larry asked me why I did the chat server and helped out with the website, and it's because Frank Kasperka asked me to. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. But we just, what was it, last week was the anniversary of his passing? And
I believe so, yeah.
everybody in the mailing list, the email group, was hoisting a glass in the man's honor. And personally, I have one further thing on that. I sent him a copy of the manuscript in question, and Frank has a speaking part, very small speaking part, in 2 chapters of the book I just sent off to my publisher.
Hmm.
Well,
And I got Frank and Larry both to read the parts that they were relevant in and give their approval.
Sean, I hate to interrupt Dan, but you're in trouble.
uh-oh.
Busted.
Aren't you supposed to be at the Chippendale Dancers or something, Janice?
Oh.
Because if you are, you really made a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Well, it's probably my wife up in Las Vegas right now.
Yeah, exactly. Janice just popped in the room going, she sees you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're in.
And now all of a sudden, Sean ain't saying anything anymore.
I don't know what you're actually talking about.
If you see on the right of your screen, off to the side, it'll say private chat, and then it'll say comments. If you click on comments, you can see the comments made by the people watching the show in various forms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dan, did you know Bill Langston? Does that name ring a bell to you?
No, it doesn't, but I feel like it should.
I know it should too. I think I met him through LibertyCon.
It's one of those.
He went to a couple of the cons in the area, but he didn't get around. Again, he didn't get around much. Just.
Mm-hmm. Now this was. I think I read something about that on Facebook here today. He has passed.
Yeah. Suddenly.
Well,
I've heard the name. It doesn't ring an immediate bell.
He was bald. He was a round fella, bald, with a reddish green beard, long beard.
It does sound familiar. He does sound familiar. I may not have spent much time with him at the convention, but I do believe I would have seen him in passing several times. So.
Oh, looky there. Now it shows up.
Yeah.
Have fun, baby. That's my wife right there.
Yeah, that's
Bill
Bill.
Langston.
Yep, now I remember him.
Oh,
I did not have very many conversations with him, but I did exchange a few words in passing here and there.
That was at the 2018 Chattacon at the Chattanooga Hotel.
Oh yeah, I remember that mistake. I mean, that
At the Choo Choo?
at the Chattanooga.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the hotel they built that nobody wanted.
Yeah,
Mm,
that they wanted to make a fortune off of weddings and fancy events.
yeah.
Oh no! When I
Unlike,
first met Janice, um, I took her to LibertyCon. I don't know. It's probably about 27.
and
That's
that was your honeymoon, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And
And
she's still with you. That shows an enormous strength
Yep.
of character there.
yeah, 5 years ago,
After
our
introducing her to 750 of the weirdest people on the face of the planet, she decides to put up with you longer.
let me tell you, she totally appreciated that I was the first one that let her be her inner geek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After 50 fucking years of dealing with men, I was the one that let her be what she really wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's on staff at LibertyCon.
Mhm.
How about that shit?
That's
Good for you, and even better for her.
Oh yeah.
Totally agree.
I sent you something, Lewis. Okay.
You see that?
It's hilarious.
Okay.
We'll take
And since
your
you
word for
since you didn't have a news story tonight, you'll love this one.
it.
Did you see what I thought I shared to Stupid O'Clock earlier
what?
about the cutting the tree down? It's just a little reel or something.
No, I'll look at it later.
It's kind of funny.
So is everybody ready for Thanksgiving?
Nope.
No,
Actually, yes. A bunch of my friends are having a Friendsgiving.
How
So
is
we're
it
all
us,
getting together
as-
potluck style.
you know, compared to me and Lewis, everyone else here is a Yankee. So anyway,
I beg your
just a
pardon.
I
damn
wasn't born a Yankee.
I was, and I escaped as quickly as
but
possible.
how is
I
it the
live
Gulf
further south
Coast
than you do,
people?
John.
How is it the Gulf Coast people are already ready for Thanksgiving, and you guys are like, nope, 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 nope.
Okay, my wife's family, they do everything the week before the holiday. So I've got a 20 or a 14 and a half pound turkey thawing out.
Already thawing?
Yeah, because I've got
They're going to do it this week.
on the 20th. You know, I got to deep fry that thing down in Bloomfield, 30 miles away. And then November the 4th or 5th, depending upon which day I got off that weekend, I'm doing another turkey deep frying.
I like this guy, even if he is a Yankee. And I like this guy
I'm not
because
a Yankee. I live in Kentucky. Come on.
I like this guy
Seriously?
because he's actually cooking. He's actually deep frying multiple turkeys. Okay, that's just. I'm one of those guys. When Thanksgiving's over and you have to finally throw the turkey carcass away, I'm ready to go buy another turkey. So
Well, here's the deal. I'm getting the smallest little turkey, whole turkey that I can find.
you bought a turkey cannon, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
But what I'm going to see, somebody else is handling the main turkey, but I am making my giblet gravy. Okay? And my giblet gravy is its own food group.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
So what I'm doing is I'm roasting this turkey with all the
stuffing and everything.
huh?
All the stuffing and everything.
No. All the aromatics in it.
Oh.
All the celery and the bell pepper and the onion and you know all that stuff in it, okay? So that I can get the broth as the base for my giblet gravy. I'm going to make a bechamel with the broth, and then that's the start of it. And then I add the giblets, and then I add little minced pieces of the dark meat.
I love it when you speak Cajun.
And I hard boil eggs, and you dice up the hard boiled eggs and put that in the gravy.
Well, I've also been requested to do 24
Deviled eggs.
deviled eggs. Yes. At the same time, I have to do that first and put that in the car. Hopefully, it won't fall over or anything.
I'll give you a trick to that. Get you one of those big roasting pans, that's the thin ones, but the big, like casserole dish type things. Make some rice. Make about 2 cups of rice.
I've got a plate that holds 24 deviled eggs.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
but,
Little bit of saran wrap, and that ain't going nowhere.
but you put a thin layer of rice in the bottom of the pan, and you can stack all your deviled eggs in there, and they don't move around so good. So
Good Joe Dog's already got the GPS fired up,
I'm pretty sure it's good as long as
Kentucky.
Janice doesn't drive too terribly bad.
I will be back because I just remembered when y'all got to talking about boiled
you still
eggs.
got pickled eggs.
Yeah, be right back.
Oh, shit.
Hey, John. Also,
Don't do
big
that.
tip here.
again.
He's
you,
going to
you
get
say
arrested.
when it's time to throw out the carcass, don't do it yet. You get
Make
a
your broth.
big soup pot, and you put all that in with some water. You boil it, and you make a bone broth. Oh my God.
Good for
That
gravy.
is like worth its weight in gold next time you make a soup.
Mm-hmm.
Now about HallowCon, Hollowfield, you going to be there next year?
Yes, and I will be getting a vending table again. Not because I expect that I will make as much money as I made this year, but because it was a lot of fun to sit there and instead of wandering around and making a nuisance of myself. I had a place to park next to a beautiful woman. So next year I'll have a different beautiful woman on my arm.
Well, it looked like Osborne's were there.
They were indeed.
Stephanie
And,
was.
Okay.
Brian K. Morris was there.
Brian K. Morris, Cookie.
Mike,
NK.
If Doc Oz is going to be
Brian
there,
Morris.
We don't know about Doc.
Stephanie.
Stephanie might. We have yet to hear from Stephanie about.
But she said she
And
would
where
be
am I
happy.
looking at Joe McKeel? He backed out of this.
Joe McKeel.
He runs
He's
it.
getting some deviled
You
eggs.
You better not back
He
out.
better be there.
He's got the keys. We can't get in the building
I'm-
without
I'm-
him.
I gotta be there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Where you got to be, Chris?
At
I'll
HallowCon's.
bartend for
HallowCon next
you next year. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Hey, pre-registration's only $35 for the whole weekend.
All I'm going to say is follow the HallowCon page on Facebook and be looking around Christmas time.
Well, Hollowfield has really talked that thing up. I was at the hotel last year for
Confinement 1.
Confinement 1.
Yeah.
Sadly, I have to give those a miss. I can only afford so many conventions a year.
Well, this will be 2.
Well,
LibertyCon and HallowCon.
Bill is trying to talk me into coming to Atlanta in February for the Atlanta Steampunk Expo, which has inherited the mantle of an Acrocon,
Yes.
which you may remember that I was a little bit involved with for 11 years, but I don't know. Lindsay hates Atlanta traffic, and it depends on whether or not I can navigate there without having to spend too many miles on 285, because the Watermelon 500
I've
is a
never done
dangerous road.
285, and I really don't want to.
You really don't want to, believe me.
But
Joe?
Dalton, I have no problem with. And I love LibertyCon. I'm on staff, obviously. So
Well, you're going to see a bunch of the same people. Not all of them, but a bunch of them.
Joe, eating those eggs before bedtime.
Mhm.
Do I sense a Dutch oven in your future?
Maybe.
Do I sense Donna clobbing you over the head and knocking you out in your
No.
future?
We may have to have another HallowCon director here next year because Joe Dog may be encased in cement. That's all right. He probably cut his way out with the fumes from the pickled eggs. All he needs to remember is a Bic lighter when she pours him into the concrete.
Lewis, have you tried Fernando's on Ringgold Road?
Yeah, I go there a few times a year.
We tried it yesterday.
Yeah,
Went to the little buffet.
Uh-huh.
I got the turnip greens, pinto beans, boiled cabbage, and corn.
And
Dear
you're still
God.
alive?
And Donna hasn't asked you for a divorce or demanded one.
I just figured she'd have killed him by now.
Also in Eastridge on Ringgold Road, a little bit farther down, not too
Tata.
far. Huh?
Yeah. Tata.
Yeah, Tata's.
That's our next stop.
Man, I'm telling you, man, their goulash, second to none. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And the chivapi and the lapanya bread.
Now,
I had never had Bosnian food until I went there. I'm hooked.
Mhm.
Hooked.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis, but you have already sort of promised us more of that jambalaya that you delivered on Sunday. Oh, Lord.
Lewis did not deliver it. He cooked it on site.
Yeah.
It was, believe me, that was a delivery right there. Good Lord.
Well, it will happen again next year. Mark it.
So you and Megan are going to tag team of at least one thing.
Yeah, we're going to work side by side. I'm going to help her with all the meals because I mean, like I told Joe, it's great fun. The horror stuff, it's not my bag of cheese, so I'm going to be there to be with the friends and to cook for them.
John, I hate to say it, two's only them. Oh, all of them I can handle tonight.
That's all right. He's already started on next year's batch.
No, I'll do that after Easter. Got to do something with them leftover eggs.
Oh, by then they'll be right.
Oh fuck! It's 12:45. I got to be at work at 9:00 in the morning. God damn, I need to get off here.
Yeah, well, I got to be there at 6. So, I got to leave at 6. So that's why there's not going to be a last man standing tonight. And I did not have my miracle vitamin B12 tonight either because I don't want any. Anything to keep me awake until like 30 minutes into last man standing, and then I go again.
Yeah.
Oh well, that was the manager at the store tonight with me. He was sitting on a stool and sleeping. Advance Auto is where I'm working right now. So.
Ah.
Well, Thursday night, I accidentally had a 6-hour-long last man standing. Of course, only 2 hours of that involved conversation.
He fell asleep.
And about 30 minutes of it involved trying to wake Dan up.
A totally useless exercise, let me tell you.
And
Waking me up is very
and
difficult.
I'm working some of my best friends in the world right here. So
he's done that before on this show. He fell asleep during Stupid O'Clock, and all of us tried everything that we could to wake him up, to make noise loud enough to wake him up. Nope.
Ain't gonna happen.
We ended the show, and Dan was
left Dan there,
still sitting in his chair.
A museum piece, yes.
I would have loved to have seen your expression when you woke up and realized the show was over.
Show's over.
Oh, I just knocked the cat off the back of the thing, just laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
I am an object of ridicule.
You know, I wish.
It's
Well,
a
here's
profession.
the fun thing with the cat and the dog. When I first met my wife, my wife now, when we first met, okay, we went and picked up the dog from her cousin. And we were coming up the Bluegrass Parkway here in Kentucky. And she said, "You know, I'm going to take this dog away from you, right?" And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Well, she did. The dog is totally hers. And then a couple years later, she said, "I want a cat." And I have a friend that has a litter of cats that I want a cat out of. So I didn't really want to do anything, didn't want to have an argument about it. So I said, "Yeah, go ahead and get a cat." Well, the cat chose me. So me, who I never wanted a cat, now have a cat.
Welcome to Domestication 101.
Yeah, well, I'm domesticated.
Yep. And the cat's the one that did it, not Janice.
Now, Dan knows my wife, Janice, so.
Oh, she's a lovely lady.
And she's in Las Vegas right now.
Watching Aussie Heat.
But everybody says it's a beautiful cat. I don't really care, but it is my cat. I mean, Janice will sit there and play with the cat for a second, and the cat will scratch with shove her, bite her, and then jump up in my lap.
That's a cat.
Well, that's my cat.
Yeah.
We've got two of them.
I don't want
And
to.
the gray one is adorable.
The gray one's adorable and halfway friendly. The black one,
Is demon spawn.
well, no, she's not demon spawn. She is totally antisocial.
Oh, my cat is the only person she wants to deal with is me.
That's
Anybody else that other shows up would be like, "You see the cat?" It's like, "Oh yeah, no, don't do it, don't do it," because the cat will rip the living fucking lungs out of it.
No, she the black one won't rip. I mean, it's like you see me, damn, gone.
She'll let Greg pet her, though, won't she?
Do what?
She
Oh,
lets
Greg. Oh yeah,
pet her.
she'll crawl up and love on Greg, but me and Donna, nope. And Donna, if Donna even looks at the cat, she runs. She'll sort of look at me, and we'll have staring contest, but I can't touch her.
Oh no, the grandkids come up and the cat just sits there and goes. They don't even look at her yet, but the cat is. Oh no, I don't want them in the house. The
If that's a certain age, it doesn't want to be bothered with.
This cat's 2 years old. It's the most evil cat you've ever seen in your life. But I'll tell you, Mouse shows up in the house, and Mouse is fucked.
Well, it's worth it for that. And you're lucky that the cat chose you because it could have chosen no one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And you should feel honored if a cat chooses you because they don't choose just anybody.
Oh, I know. I know.
Hello, to
Yo, dog, you want me to run your bar?
Shoot
next
yeah,
time you do HallowCon's?
shoot yeah.
Hey, two real geeks.
Hey,
Better late than never.
well, I'm glad you did stop in. I think it's Danny. I think his name's Danny. They were down in Atlanta, but they moved to Orlando and started doing their theme park reviews out of Orlando. Disney and the what's the other Disney and Universal.
Universal.
You know what that means, Joe?
What?
Every time we see a Florida man headline, we're going to pay more close attention to it.
Yeah.
It's Danny.
And he says that, yeah, his name's Danny. Cool. Hey, Chris will tell you right now, feel honored I remembered that. And he
Yeah.
says it's 90% Universal that he does. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, half the problem with being in the military as long as I was is you're so used to seeing people's names on their name tapes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You never remember it. It doesn't register in your brain. So
Yep.
that's-
In the factory, everybody has a nickname.
Yeah. First name is Sergeant, last name's whatever's on the tape. So,
Mhm.
Anyway,
Oh, I actually got a complaint from my trainee today.
What?
He was complaining that this week I have not been there doing half the tests for him. And I'm going, kid, in 2 weeks when they give you the job and you're qualified, I will not be there to be riding shotgun. It's going to be totally you. You're going to have to do everything by yourself, which means the cell phone has to be put down occasionally.
Well, Dan,
That's his biggest handicap is he won't put the damn cell phone down very long at a
Dan,
time.
will you see him tomorrow?
Briefly, before I lock myself in my lab. Yeah.
Okay. Well, just remind him this, and this is very important. You need to remind him.
Yep. He's
I actually had my finger on the button. I knew what you were doing.
I didn't even see it.
That was perfectly timed. Great segue.
Yep. He's beginning with yesterday and today. He's finding out what it's like to fly solo. And
Well,
that's
he's
what
got to at some point.
That's what he's going to have to do if he wants the job. If he doesn't want the job, he needs to go back to doing what he was doing before and let somebody else have it.
Yep.
He knows he knows the drill. He knows what's involved. He knows how to do all the tests. All he's got to do is realize ain't nobody gonna help him.
Uh-oh, Donna Carlene's going, ooh, boop him on the nose.
Little cat that she just ran away.
It's adorable, Sean.
Yeah.
I have 2 of them.
And all she did was just go on the back of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
You want about 15 more, Chris?
No. I have enough of a time with 2 of them, and
and there's the dog there too.
And what used
I thought that was another couch.
Well, he's about 107-pound Labrador Retriever.
good looking dog.
Sean, I think the cat just slammed you because you picked the cat up, she took off, and then she's cleaning herself afterwards.
Yeah, I understand, Donna.
Yeah.
I'm away from mine too much, but they're still good to me.
I thought the cat was having a fit.
I thought an airplane was crashing.
No, she's just fine.
No, John was stretching. Ace got the hint. It's about time to say goodnight, everybody.
Yep.
Good night, Ace.
The show is about over, and there ain't no after show tonight. Sorry, folks. I've got to be at work 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I got to be at work at 9 and figure out
6
something.
a.m. Central.
You see me texting Lewis. No. Maybe Lewis is taking notes for his memoirs.
No, I was actually reading a message that John sent me earlier.
Oh, see?
Mhm.
Wasn't even me. It was John, Donna.
We're passing notes in class.
Yep.
That's what it feels like in the chat function.
I
Like it's passing-
pass notes with class. Thank you very much. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Master Lee, will you come to the front of the room and read that note for everybody in the class? We would all like to enjoy that.
Joe Dog's a big fat booger head.
Yeah.
I'm right. We did enjoy that.
I guess I should say I just volunteered to do bar at HallowCon's.
And
Yeah.
a brand
Get
new
your discount.
convention you've
Yeah.
never been
Witnesses
to
here.
before.
That gets you
Shot.
a badge discount.
Yeah, they can even get you a badge discount.
Yeah. And Sean, Joe wants you sober while you're doing the bar. He neglected to tell you that.
What?
He
What?
also, he also neglected to tell you how close the nearest liquor store is.
Well, Joe Dog,
No,
because
we're not
Not really
walking.
understanding the sober part.
Joe Dog,
Yeah, I've never understood that concept
Yeah,
myself.
Lewis.
It seems like exercise. in
because you
tranquility.
put media on my HallowCon credentials,
Yeah.
they made it to the
Media
I Love
wall,
Green
yeah.
Hey, you were there as media, so
Next year, I may even write a story.
Just
That'll
don't
work.
broadcast it on TV.
I mean, before HallowCon, I'll be running the bar at Liberty.
Liberty.
So what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
all right, guys.
We'll be happy to have you, Sean.
uh,
And anyone else that decides to
Yeah.
show up.
And Donna's talking about your name. Is where I'm trying to text.
Oh,
That is the
I
that's
forgot I
the
did
text message that Joe sent me.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I
messenger.
forgot I did that.
All right, it's time to say good night, everybody. Thanks
night,
for coming
everybody.
in, and we'll see you next time. Say good
Bye,
night, everybody.
Dios.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Doobie
everybody.
doobie.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.